Okay, hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss the word belligerent. So I've got my dictionary here, and I'm going to look up the word. Belligerent is an adjective. It means combative, quarrelsome, or waging war. Someone who likes to fight is belligerent. So as a quick little definition here, we're going to put that belligerent is an adjective. I always like to know what the part of speech is, and we are going to say warlike. All right. So now remember that these vocab lessons they're not about the definitions of the word. To get the definition of the word, all you need is a good dictionary. You don't need me. What these lessons are about is about how you can train yourself to remember an extremely large amount of words by using different tricks, by using mnemonic devices, which means to use parts of the word to help you remember what the word means, to remember these definitions. So we're going to discuss different parts of the word and how we can associate that with the definition. So one of the first things I notice when I look at belligerent is belli, which is really, you don't see that in too many words, but you do see it in another word in the English language, bellicose, which is very similar to belligerent. So you might think to yourself, well, if you know bellicose, maybe you can remember belligerent. And that'll work. But as a general rule, I try not to focus too much on prefixes and suffixes because, unfortunately, the English language is very complex and there are a lot of exceptions. So I've seen too many students tricked by the SAT because they used prefixes and suffixes. As you probably know by now, the SAT is a very tricky test. They like to try to fool you on the harder questions, and for that reason you can't really trust prefixes and suffixes. If it's all you have, by all means, try to deduce the word's meaning, but it's always better to just know what the word means. And the best way to have a very strong definition of the word is to try to form a mnemonic device. So let's give it another look. Alright, well, here's what I see when I look at belligerent. I see two parts here. I see bella and the second part gerent. Now bell with an I, we know that has an association with violence, but a similar word would be bella, which is quite the opposite. It means beautiful, and in Italian at least. And gerent, which doesn't mean anything, but it makes me think of gent, like a gentleman, right? Bella gent, right? Okay. Good-looking gentleman? I don't know. Well, I don't know. I've got these two words, and now I've got to try to figure out what would a good-looking gentleman have to do with the word warlike. Okay, so as we discussed, first you worry about first impressions, and then you try to associate those impressions with your definition. So if you can get a picture in your head, that's always a good thing. I like to start with a sentence and then try to form a picture in my head from that sentence. It kind of combines the best of both worlds. You get a sentence itself, which has to do with the way the word looks, and then of course you have a picture in your mind, which it's always easier to remember a picture in your mind than a whole sentence. But sometimes a sentence can be a great way to start. So here's the sentence that I would come up with. The gents at the dance became belligerent when they spotted or in fact, I'm going to change this word spotted, became belligerent when they fought, and I'm going to put the word fought in there because it's more directly tied to the definition warlike, over the belle of the ball. I'm sure you guys have heard that expression before, the belle of the ball, the most attractive person, most attractive woman at the ball. So, just sort of imagine these gentlemen at a very formal dance. They're on the dance floor, everyone's dressed up in tuxedos and nice dresses. I will assume that maybe it's a college dance, and they're serving champagne on the trays to those of the crowd who are over 21, of course, and everyone's having a great time. And then all of a sudden, this gorgeous woman walks in with a beautiful dress, and the gentlemen who were formerly getting along are now becoming competitive because they are competing for the affections of this beautiful woman that they see. So all of a sudden they are becoming warlike, right? Now I tell you this whole crazy sentence, and the reason why is because now when you see bella gents, when you think beautiful bella gentlemen, okay, I want you to get that picture in your head of that formal dance in a ballroom, right? Imagine these men fighting over this beautiful woman, and I'm willing to bet that you will remember that belligerent means warlike.